Hi guys, welcome back to Real Estate Informed, where we keep you up to date on all things real estate. My name is Kevin, and today we're going to discuss, is it the right time to buy real estate right now, or should we wait? Okay, so the first thing that we want to get into is every market is different. So one guideline won't work for one market versus the other market. In 2008, there was places in the Midwest that only decreased prices 5 to 10%, while there was places like Seattle and San Francisco and even Los Angeles that the prices decreased close to 40 to 50% from 2008, 9, 10, 11, and even 12. And it took 5 years. This time around, is it going to take 5 years? Is it going to take a year? Is it going to take 2 years? And then we're going to have a bounce back. So the bounce back isn't going to be as dramatic as it was when there was a housing crash. So just make sure you know your market and what your market did in 2008 so that you can kind of predict what it's going to do now. So here's a couple signs that you should monitor or signs that you should check for in your market to see if it is time to buy. The first one is monitor your market pre-pandemic and now. So houses that were going up for a certain value that are now coming up to the market, how fast are they being sold? If they're being sold really fast, then I would say wait. But if they're being put up on the market and what you're looking for is call the agent and ask the agent if there's any bids on the property. If there are multiple bids on the property, it'll tell you that it's still a buyer's market. If there's not multiple bids and there's zero bids on the property and it's been 5-6 days, judging by pre-pandemic, how that house or a house in that neighborhood would sell for would give you like if pre-pandemic 5 days into it they weren't getting any offers and they're not getting any offers now, then that's different. But if pre-pandemic a house in that neighborhood would get 30 offers on the first day and now it's post-pandemic and it's been 5 days and no offers, that should tell you something, and that's a good sign. And then it just comes down to a buyer's market or a seller's market. When there's multiple offers, it's a seller's market, and when there's multiple sellers and not enough buyers, then it becomes a buyer's market. So so always call the agent or have your agent call the agent and ask if there's offers on the property and kind of judge that by what pre-pandemic what you were going through. Was there multiple offer situations, and is there now? That should really kind of help you. Another thing to check for is price reductions. Are there any price reductions in the area? Because that would give you a significant sign. In the Seattle area, there's never been a price reduction, I don't think, in the last 2 or 3 years on any property that's hit the market, unless it was like vacant land or something like that. So yeah, trust me, look out for price reductions, monitor the market closely. Now is the time to see if you want to buy or not. You would have to first monitor your market and judge it based on pre-pandemic and what you were going through trying to buy a house then versus now, and see if there's any price reductions. My final thoughts on this, and this is just kind of generic for every market and kind of like not my prediction, but kind of what I can give you some information on, is that banks are constricting now. They're scared of this pandemic. People are in forbearance, and I think they said 7% of the U.S. was in forbearance, and that they said that for May and June, though, that would double. So you're looking at like 14-15% forbearance rate, which is extremely high for banks. That puts an extreme toll on banks, and banks are already constricting, as in Chase Bank. I've done a video on this. Chase Bank has already raised their credit down payment to 20% or more, nothing less than 20% down. Wells Fargo has done away with HELOCs. Absolutely, they're done with them right now. They never talked about bringing them back or when they would bring them back, but they said for now they're done. So a lot of people in the market were going to buy a house, who own a house since the 70s or the 80s, and they were going to use a HELOC as a down payment on a future house. That's what was happening pre-pandemic. But now, guess what? Those buyers are gone. Anybody who was trying to buy 20% or less, those buyers are gone. So it shrinks the buyer pool. So when the properties hit the market, you're going to see that the buyer pool has shrunk. Also, there's a lot of people on the market that froze when this pandemic hit and took their properties off the market. So whenever America opens up everything again, you're going to see multiple properties from the frozen properties and the new properties all come together. So you're going to have a lot more sellers than buyers, in my opinion. So my thing would be to just monitor the market, look for any price reductions, judge what the house is selling for now versus what they were selling pre-pandemic, and watch the market closely. Call agents to see if there's multiple offers or on a property or not. And if they did get offers, how much was it for full price or was it for less than full price? Ask those type of questions. They may or may not give you the answers, but you can at least ask. All right, guys, that's my video for today. If you enjoyed it, please thumbs it up. Please subscribe, as it helps my channel. And I will see you on the next one. All right, thanks, guys. Stay blessed.